My name is Kennedy Ng, and I am very happy to present to you tonight the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey, which will be an option for the community to know the good things that happen in this beautiful city.
The city of Union City, a cosmopolitan city where almost all of us have seen each other. We are like a large family that through the management of our representatives, they help our citizens. And our people do volunteer work because they know that the city is run by a mayor who has shown that he is not the common politician, but that he works for his community. This program is an extension of information where we are going to have participation of personalities from the public and private sectors so that they can keep us informed of the community. May that be educational activities and everything that benefits us.
Good evening, Union City, the Dream City. Tonight, we have a very special guest, a young person. I believe that's a person who is growing up every day. Tonight, as every Sunday at 7 p.m., the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey. I hope you enjoy the program. Kenny, good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Mr. Kenny. How are you doing
Very
today?
good. I am glad that I have you tonight in the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey. I know that you have a lot of things to inform the city and the community as a young person. I know that you just graduated.
Yes.
And you are working in different places. So we have a good person to inform the Dream City, Union City, New Jersey. Let's talk about you and inform Union City, the Dream City, who you are.
Well, for those who don't know, my name is Kenny. I'm 23 years old. I was born in North Bergen, New Jersey, 1999. And I recently graduated from Lincoln Tech University in Mahwah, New Jersey. I studied HVAC.
How old are you now?
I'm 23 years old.
23 years old. And where did you go for elementary school and high school?
So for elementary school, I actually started going in West New York, but then when I was 11 years old, I moved to North Bergen and went to Lincoln Elementary until the 8th grade.
And now you are in Union City,
Yes.
the Dream City.
Yes.
Very good. Tell me a little bit about your background right now. Where do you work?
I currently work right now at 2 jobs. I work right now in the City Hall in the rent control department. I'm one of the supervisors and also one of the staff members that work there as well, dealing with calculations, helping the tenants and landlords.
How did you get this opportunity to work at City Hall, the Dream City?
I was given the opportunity by Mayor Brian Stack. I went to go talk to him and asked him if he can help me out find a good job for my field as well in law, and he took me to you guys to.
And I understand that you started as a part-time.
Yes.
One of the programs that Mayor Stack has, like giving the students opportunity to do the internship and the training, and then if he think that you are a good worker with good future, he always give opportunity to be full-time. So most of the time.
Most of the time, yes. He gave me the full-time because he saw all the potential that I was giving, not just to the department, but to all the staff members as well.
Essentially, what do you do in the office of rent control?
Usually I do a lot of things. First things foremost is the basics. I usually take registrations from the landlords, giving the increases for the tenants as well. Sometimes we help the tenants out if they think they're paying too much. We give them a form where they sign and we check and do calculations for them.
So have you learned something new in life working for the city of Union City?
Yes, there's a lot. You cannot play with games in Union City or in the world in general. Not play with the laws.
Kenny, as a young person, how do you feel living in this difficult time?
As a young person living this difficult time, well, right now, because of what we're going through within the past 2 years with the pandemic, it's been a very difficult time. As you know, a lot of people lost their lives, their jobs, their homes. And it was very difficult for some to even make $1.
And you have had the experience working in rent control families in need that they couldn't pay the rent.
Yes.
I mean, you have been involved with the city, with Mayor Stack, with our office. And that's why one of the reasons that I ask you this difficult time, because you as a young person, you didn't imagine
None of
the
this
COVID-19 was going to come up.
Yes.
So tell me the experiences that you have had working for the Union City Hall, helping people.
From experiences, I would say it's very tragic what a lot of people go through. It's nobody imagined this all happening. So everything crumbling down at once, rents, the money not going high.
I understand the city have been helping the family that couldn't pay the rent for months, assisting to pay part of the rent, and you being part of the process.
Yes, the rental assistance program, yes. We usually take applications almost every day, and we try to help as much as people as we can.
Let's talk about the present time now. Do you have another job beside working in Union City Hall?
Yes, I actually do a catering. I help a catering business with a couple of my friends on the weekends.
How that work?
It usually comes and goes. Sometimes we get called and sometimes we don't to work. So it's usually sometimes we're working and sometimes we're not. But in the catering business, we're not your typical waiters where we serve the food or anything unless it's an
I
option.
always ask myself, because I attend to different activities, weddings, sweet 15s, those activities in the social life. How they pay a person like you? Is it about tips, or you have really a paycheck every week?
Well, it usually depends on the business itself. Where I work, they pay us hourly and our tips as well. But in most places, from what I'm aware, it's usually by tips and you get a paycheck towards the end of the night.
And this is one of the important things, because we go to a wedding, we go to any activity, and we sometimes, most of the time, we don't think about the waitress, the people that are taken care of, and we just go home without giving the tips. And I mean, not for nothing, but people working, they deserve to have a nice tip so that they go home, they can help the family. And I mean, we deserve to be paid. Kenny, in a personal touch, do you consider yourself a family person? And when I say family person, I mean helping your mother, helping yourself, your brothers and sisters and friends.
Yes.
Explain that.
So I consider myself a family person because whenever I go home, I usually ask my mom, what do you need help in? If it's around helping the house clean, do the dishes, help her with grocery shopping or cook the food.
Because traditionally, we think as a man that we cannot, watch the dishes and cook and this, and that's why I'm asking you, because this program is about information, education information, and things that the youth should be learning.
Yes.
And when you mention that sometimes you watch the dishes.
Not a lot of kids do that nowadays. They usually most of their parents to do it.
Okay, and that's a good thing about you. What other things you do in your house, like if you see your mother like working, cooking, and doing that, and you watching TV? I know as a young person you want to watch movies and do activities that young people do. Do you help your mother?
Yes, I actually help my mom pay the rent and our phone bills and the cable bills as well.
So that's why you have two different jobs.
2 different jobs, yes.
You know that this is not your responsibility as a young person, but when you grow up, you have to be, nice and to be a nice person to help your parents to pay the bills. Today's life is not that easy.
Yes, it's
and
not
you understand that. Can you tell me about your life when you were like younger? Did you play sports?
When I was younger, I actually used to play a lot of recreational sports, soccer and basketball back in the day when I was
Were you a good basketball player?
No.
I can see that. So any other sports? Baseball?
No, just basketball and soccer.
And today's day, do you go to to watch sports or to go to the gym?
I go to the gym almost every morning, Monday through Fridays.
You think it's necessary to go to the gym?
It all depends on personal preference.
Okay. Do you feel good when you go to the gym and work it out?
Yes, it's motivational and it builds character and discipline.
Discipline, that's a good thing to hear. Because people believe just going to the gym, having a good time, but it's about discipline. It's not easy to wake up in the morning at 5, 6 in the morning and every day go to the gym and work. It's about discipline.
Yes.
And discipline help to be a very successful person in life.
Yes.
What time you wake up every morning?
At 3:30.
3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning, and I'm leaving by 4:30 to the gym.
Wow. And then from there you go to City Hall.
I go home, I shower, and then I go straight to work.
Very good. You are a good kid.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Kenny, what is your goal in life? I know that you work for the city, you work in different restaurants and places to prepare yourself. And I know that you graduated a couple months ago. How do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, in the next 5, 10 years, what I really want to do is have a successful career enough to where I earn X amount of money so I can retire my mom early, because I know she's been working for the past 23 years taking care of me as the baby, as some would say, of the family, so I can take care of her in the future and also pay for my sister's tuition when she goes to college.
So when you say helping my mother to retire at a good age, I see you are a person with a good heart. Because not everybody think about the parents. The parents will take care of the kids, but it's not their responsibility. But when you are a good person, and I can see that, you always think about the future of your parents, and that's a good thing to hear from you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Do you consider yourself a good friend?
Yes. Yes and no, actually. Because sometimes every friend is not always going to be good or bad to you. But the real question is, are you a good friend who motivates your friend?
Exactly. So as a young person, you can see who is in the right path.
Yes.
And you can see those people that are not in the right path.
Correct.
So you, as a young adult, as a smart person that you are, you have to know, who are your friends.
And if they're leading you to the right path, and if you can lead each other to the right path as well.
Have you ever gave advices to a friend that you believe that person is not in the right path?
Yes, I have in the past. And usually I would argue with them, tell them you got to stop doing certain things to be bigger, and sometimes they don't listen. And when they're falling on their shoes again and they're falling on their backs, I try to pick them back up and try to guide them to better.
That's good. Kenny, tell me something about life. At this stage of your life, do you think that you have done what you imagined when you were a little kid? So far, you have achieved your goals?
In some ways, yes, and in some, no, because I still have a long way to go.
Like?
I still got to get my career. I still want to buy my own home for my future family and be able to provide for them as well.
What do you have to do in order to achieve those goals? To buy a home, to have a family?
Have a study, have a successful career, and believe it. And believing in yourself.
Exactly. And being responsible.
Yes, being responsible.
That's a good thing. Can you tell me, we almost ending the interview. Tell me about anything that you may add to this interview that we didn't cover. Any advice, anything?
Well, first and foremost, I want to just thank you for having me on this nice evening.
The Dream City.
The Dream City, yes.
And you know why we call it the Dream City?
There's a lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities. We have a good mayor, Brian P. Stack.
Yes.
We have services. We assist to the mayor and the commissioners, the whole community. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, from where you come, immigration's status. I mean, this is really Union City, New Jersey, the Dream City. So, any advice for the young people?
Believe in yourself and you can achieve anything. Don't stop believing. Creativity is the start to your future. And also, when someone once told me, if you can imagine your wildest dreams and you make it happen, your future is successful.
That's good to know. Thank you for being in our program, The Dream City, as every Sunday, 7 p.m. And I hope you enjoy the program. I will see you next week with another special guest. Tonight we have Kenny, very special guest for me. As a young person, he had the opportunity to express himself and to give information about, in general, what he does and the things that he does for the city. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me once again, Mr. Kennedy. It was appreciation.
My name is Kennedy NG.